Good morning. It is the 26th of October 2023. And you hear some drilling and saws in the background, doing a little work on my barns. But I just wanted to share a moment with you, and only a moment, because that's all I have today, unfortunately, like almost every day, really. But isn't this Persimmons tree just a beautiful thing, isn't it? I wanted you to see it. I just want to show it to you. This is just one of the benefits and wonderful things about growing fruits and vegetables in your own backyard, and 100% organic. 100% organic. This is Nikita's gift, and isn't it a gift? What a beautiful thing. And I've been eating these for about a week. I've been eating these. Just one or two gets ripe a day. They'll continue to get ripe. And I will also pick these very soon. Before a heavy frost, I will pick these. And as long as they have that much color in them, and much less really, but if they have that much color, they will surely get ripened. They will surely ripen in the house in a cardboard box. And I put them on a table so there's some ambient light, not a direct light. And they just get ripe every day. A couple get ripe every single day, and they're just delicious. And they continue to get ripe on the tree right up until after Christmas, which I've shown you videos of that. There's a few ripe ones on here even today to eat. And I just saw another one too. There's a perfectly ripe Nikita's gift. Oh yes, perfectly ripe. And I noticed another one right here. There's another nice, just the right softness. I like them when they're just a little, not hard, but firm. I can squeeze them, but I like them better. I actually think, you gotta twist and twist. These aren't like American persimmons. American persimmons fall off just on their own. A little wind comes along. When they're ripe, they just fall right on into the grass, which is really handy. It's very nice. And of course, the American persimmons ripen sooner, which I don't like as much, actually. I don't, because I'm still eating, believe it or not, plenty of figs. And, you know, when things ripen early and they get out of hand, I've got too much fruit getting ripe at one time. You got, you know, you could get your beetles, and you get your bumblebees and your wasp and your hornets, you know. And I don't have that problem so much because I have everything staggered just right. But it's better that they get ripe when it's colder, there's less insects. And I think they're tastier too. So I'm going to cut this one up in a second. I just wanted to show you this tree. This is one of my Nikita's gift. I have one that's grafted, a small tree, and it has plenty of fruit on it for a little tiny tree. And then I have another big one, which I featured before, just like this one, the one that I had problems with and had to really do some very difficult and hard pruning, severe radical pruning to, because it was actually falling over. This one I pruned carefully every year, and so I have a rebarb there holding it, but it's doing fine. And that rebarb is going to come off next summer. You know, I see another ripe one up there too. I can see that up there. But I hope you enjoyed this short video of my wonderful, wonderful, beautiful, beautiful Nikita's gift tree, which I have highly recommended in the past, and I will continue to recommend, of course, in the future, forever and ever and ever, because it's in the 45 years that I've been in this house, I would say that Nikita's gift and certainly Seio are my two favorite Persimmons trees varieties. Along with coming in third would be other, well, I don't know. I like Yates, which is an American Persimmons. I do like that. And Rosianka, I like that very much, which is also a hybrid between American and Japanese. I'm still getting figs. And let me see if I can pick one here. I'm still getting plenty of figs, which I'm happy. We've had dry weather now, and so they've ripened beautifully. Absolutely excellent. really, really, really good. I'm so thrilled to still have wonderful figs this time of year. I just picked some earlier this morning, and I brought them in the house to Debbie. I might take you in there for a brief interlude to see those figs and maybe get a chance, an opportunity to talk to Debbie and Penny Pop. Look at that. You can tell how delicious that is, can't you? And I've got trees all around the house, in the front of the house too. This is in the back, that are also very ripe. So again, I'm very, very pleased. Now, if I can get my knife out, I don't mind the gloves there. I've been painting and trying to keep the paint off my hands. Let me see if I can do this, because I know that you would like to see. Maybe I can't, so I'm going to put you down in the grass for 1 second. Am I doing this right? I hope so. I can't see too well. There's a little bit of a glare, but there it is. Look at that. What a wonderful thing. Let me take a bite out of this. I just have to. I'm not kidding you. This is one of the most delicious fruits I've ever eaten in my entire life. I just love this fruit. And so nutritious. Food of the gods, they say. Let me put you on a brief pause, and I'm going to go in and see if I can find Debbie. All back, but Debbie's not here. Oh my goodness. I never thought there would ever be anybody as busy as me in the world. And Debbie certainly is a good runner-up. Here are some of the figs I picked. I see she's eaten some of them. She loves figs. Let's see. Excellent. I'll take one with me out here. So I might as well very quickly point this phone camera up to my absolutely spectacular, I think you will agree, Seio tree. And you can see that it's just phenomenal. Completely, totally, absolutely phenomenal. It is, if I have to say so myself. And here's my little Nikita's gift I told you about, which yes, has fruit on it. It actually has some fruit on it. I grafted that a few years ago. It's growing nicely. But here's my Seio. I want you to see. So you can see the scale, the magnificence of this tree. Let me just back up. For those of you who haven't seen my videos or my trees that I feature in my videos, if you're seeing for the first time, well, there it is. That is an absolutely magnificent Seio Persimmons tree. I'm getting a few ripe persimmons a day already from this. And I will also pick these. They get ripe. When you pick them and put them in the house, they get ripe perfectly. You cannot tell the difference in taste. And I can see up there, I see ripe ones up there too that I haven't been able to reach with the ladder yet. And I'm sure there's a couple other ripe ones. Look at this. There's my house. And there's my Seio Persimmons tree. Isn't that an amazing tree? I think we all have to agree. I'm proud of it. Yes, I am. But for informational purposes, I just love to feature these things because I encourage you to do the same. Do it. As I've said so many times. Now we come over here and I wanted to show you something. You know, these trees have mostly produced their fruit. Some of these are getting shaded out a little. This particular strain of persimmons, which I have featured, is already out of fruit long ago, because this particular variety or variation strain which I've talked about before, which produces smaller figs, still delicious, not as delicious as some of my other strains, but this tree ripens rather quickly. All of the fruit in a few weeks is pretty much done. 3 weeks, maybe 4. There's a few stragglers. Whereas my other, I'll show you in a second, my other persimmons strains produce longer. One of them does anyway. And the Peter's honey is still getting ripe. Let me walk around the back side of it. I've been eating these every day. My Peter's honey is just a magnificent tree that just produces breba early in the year, around the 4th of July, right on up until now, which I'll show you in a minute. But I wanted to show you too that this is Ronde Bordeaux. And Ronde Bordeaux, I've been eating these like candy. And look at them up there. Can you see them? I don't know if you can. I can't see too well with the glare. But there's still plenty of these beautiful figs. Look at them. This is Ronde Bordeaux, which is my favorite Bordeaux. My favorite of all the French figs. I absolutely love it. If you scale in and factor all of the benefits in my zone. So for hardiness and for early production and for being very, very resistant to bad weather, if you plant high and dry, like I've mentioned many times, and for vigor, just everything is just in favor. And for taste, everything is just remarkable about this variety in my 7A zone. And it has been unwrapped for several years and has managed to survive the very brutal cold winters extremely successfully. Let me take a bite of this. I need to get it. It's good. Man, so good. So I wanted to show that to you. Here's another persimmons tree. Persimmons tree. I think I need a cup of coffee and a rest, really. I've been rushing around. I've been to Home Depot and back already. But you can see that there's still figs on this tree. And I eat a couple a day. Here we go. There's still plenty of figs getting ripe. I don't have anything to show you today. Last night I was out here and I ate 2. But the thing about this tree is this produces up until when it stops, when these little figs get ripe, like that in there, if you can see in there. I don't know if you can. And the other Celeste hasn't had any ripe fruit or any fruit at all for weeks. Let me see if I can go in here a little bit inside this net. There's one that's starting to get ripe of this particular strain, which is very different than the other. I love it very much, but I love all my figs. Okay, I'm making this video a little longer than I intended. I got to get back to work. I've got painting to do and lots of other things. Just a huge things to do list today that I've got to complete, and I just under the gun to do it. Thank you for visiting so much. I always enjoy your visits. Thank you for subscribing. It shows me that there are people out there still appreciating my videos. Please go back and look at my videos. I have over 200 videos that I produce for you and for newbies and for everyone, really, of any age group or degree of experience, because they're fun. They're fun to look at, and you always pick up something. I always do. I am humble enough to always listen to others and to try to learn as much as I can possibly learn. Oh, I forgot to show you some of the Peter's honey that are still getting ripe. Let me just do a real quick walk around here. Over on this side. That darn squirrel's been coming and eating my darn figs. And he always picks the most ripe figs. And this one, yeah, I could actually eat this one. But you can see that good old faithful, look in there. Just always reliable and dependable. Always produces. My greatest friend. Let's take a bite. There we go. Sweet, very rich and delicious, no matter what they say about the so-called honey figs. It's a delicious fig. It's exquisitely delicious. I like it. I love it. But I love all of the things about this magnificent tree that you see also in my other property at 7B. And I featured them many times because guess what? I want you to get the hint. I want you to get the hint. I picked up this strain over 30 years ago. And it was Monrovia. It was a strange way I picked this tree up. Someday I will tell the story about this tree. And I purchased it. And I planted it in the ground at the corner of my house where I showed you the first one today. That was in the shade partially now because of the huge Seio tree that is partially shading that Peter's honey. But that's where it all started. And it's still growing there. Of course, I cut them down all the way down to the 6 inches or a foot sometimes, and then let them grow back, picking the healthiest shoots that come up. I look at them very carefully, and I pick the very best of the best of the best of the best. That's what I do. I've talked about that in other videos. But that tree is the same tree as this tree. This is the same strain, okay, which I've shown many times. Look at it. It's just still producing fruit. Look at it. It's magnificent. We're almost to Halloween. And with an Indian summer and any luck, I'll be getting fruit from this in November too. But there's so many fruits. Most of them, the vast majority of them, get ripe in the very best time of the season, during the hottest season when the figs are most exquisite. But you can hardly tell the difference between a good ripe Peter's honey now or one 4 weeks ago. It's just a magnificent tree. And it's the same strain that I took to my other property some 30 years ago or so. And you've seen in my videos about Peter's honey. So, okay, I've got some Ronde Bordeaux that I'm going to be eating today. More of. And I eat them every day. I absolutely love my Ronde Bordeaux. And with that, thanks again for your visits. Please enjoy this beautiful, beautiful Thursday. It is magnificent. And with all the fall colors, it's truly a magic time of year. Totally magic. I love just being outdoors. And I love riding my mower tractor, my lawn tractor, and doing work and staying physically active and trying to stay physically fit. Which fortunately, I feel pretty good for my age. Very good. And I want to keep it that way. And get outdoors, breathe fresh air, grow organic if you can, use rainwater, grow high and dry. All of the other advice I've tried to give you over the years, and have a wonderful, marvelous, spectacular, tremendous day. Good day.